Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. So I've had requests, and a lot of requests have been over this racket right here. It is the unreleased yet and now delayed Babolat Pure Aero VS 98. So coronavirus has slowed down the shipments of these rackets. So they're supposed to be in our hands by now and everybody else's hands to be able to sell you, but they're not ready. But they're coming. I'm guessing by the end of March, beginning of April, they'll be here. But until then, this, to my knowledge, is one of the few existing ones that I can play with. And this is a cosmetic sample, as you can see. So it's one of the tester rackets that they released. But anyways, people have been asking a lot of questions about this racket. People wanted me to compare the two. This is the Pure Drive VS 98. So they want me to go side by side, and you wanted me to go side by side and see how these match up. Weight, swing weight, whatever else you guys want. But I'm going to mess with both of these today and show you what we get with both of these rackets. Okay, let's go to scale. Pure Aero VS 98 weight 324.5. So that's interesting. This racket is supposed to be 305 without the strings. So that's a little generous on these strings. So we'll come back to that. But it's supposed to be 305 before strings. Pure Drive VS. .5. Okay, so that's interesting too, because this is supposed to be 300 grams before strings. So these rackets must be off a bit, or my scale's off. My scale, I was saying 0, so that means there's nothing off. I'm just gonna grab a set of string. Although I don't use the whole thing, I'm just gonna weigh it. RPM 17. Okay. 19.5 grams for one set of RPM 17. Okay. So it's probably gonna be a little less than that because we don't use this whole thing. So that tells me this cosmetic demo is slightly off. It's slightly on the heavier side. And this demo that we have is slightly on the lighter side. Let's see what they come out to on the swing weight. .327 Pure Aero swing weight. Pure Drive VS. .303. That's interesting. So the scale and the swing weight is telling me that this racket's heavier, and it's also got more swing weight in well, this part of it from the neck on. So I mean, it starts off at 305 before strings. This one starts off at 300 before strings. So the scale told me 19.5, right? So this, I mean, that seemed pretty accurate at 327 on the swing weight. So this is probably correct. This might be on the lighter side of the rackets that come like this. But I think it should be a little head heavier though. So that might be off here. The balance is probably off on this racket. So as you saw, this racket is going to be heavier, but also head heavier. On this swing weight machine, it holds it at the handle and swings it like this. So all it's telling us is what the weight is from here to the tip and how much inertia comes through. Swing weight, right? So the weight can be anywhere here to anywhere here. In this particular racket, what I feel is that it's in this throat area. So these rackets tend to be that way. The Aeros tend to have the weight on the lower end of the racket so that you can have greater head speed for more spin, a la Nadal, right? You can't swing like this if it's really head heavy, right? You'll be tired. So for people who want a little more control with extra spin, this will be a good racket for you. If you want a little more plow through, push through the ball, a la Roddick, this would be a better one for you. Either one, they're both 98s. So smidge lighter here, smidge heavier there. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask. This racket is probably going to be due out in about a month because I know a lot of you have asked that question. And when it comes out, give it a try. It actually plays really well. Thanks for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis.